But first, lots of us preparing for our bonfire celebrations this weekend. But what do you make of this? This is the Edenbridge Bonfire Society. They have unveiled an 11-foot effigy of the former Prime Minister, Liz Truss, and a smiling lettuce. It's going to be lit on Saturday night. It's a tradition of theirs. They've poked fun at celebrities and politicians for more than 20 years. There's some of the other people that you've seen there, Boris and Tony Blair, and goodness knows what. But you don't like it, Nadia.
Well, I don't mind it if people want to do it. But, I mean, I don't... You all know, I don't mind having a good go at politicians. And I think Liz Truss and the whole thing has been an absolute abomination. These numpties... I can't say it. These numpties that keep going in and out and messing up everybody's lives in the most monumental way should be held accountable. Of course. But there's just something about... I've always been like this. When I was a kid, even, I hated the bit when they put the Guy Fawkes on the bomb.
Oh, I loved it.
I just don't... I just don't like it. It just makes me feel...
Well, don't you like
now,
it?
the lettuce. Talk to me about the lettuce.
Yeah.
That was the Daily Star, I think, that did the whole lettuce campaign and put the massive...
yeah.
That made me laugh so
the
much.
lettuce was about the fact that that lettuce would last longer.
Yeah, and it was this...
Yes.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah, and I would never go to somebody's bonfire night and go, oh, I've been putting a... I just don't like it.
So what is it that
it
you
feels
don't like about it?
violent somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't think, like, in this case, when we're all so upset, so many of us are so upset, so angry with the way that we've been treated by these people, does it make us feel better to see it? It would just trigger me. It's like Matt Hancock is triggering me every 2 minutes.
I'd rather have Matt Hancock on it, but never mind.
Well... Okay.
Yeah, but what is interesting is you just don't like it at all as a matter
like
of principle,
it at all,
regardless of how you feel about the person, whereas you're not uncomfortable with the idea
Not
of
really.
it.
I always loved Guy Fawkes Night, and I think we're in danger of losing it because Halloween has become Americanised over here, and it's now about... I mean, it's even the pumpkin thing. Did we have pumpkins? Because I used to sit for a whole day with a turnip.
Oh, no.
With the lifetime turnip. We all used to do
You
turnip.
had a hard life,
didn't we? Hang on, who did
She
the
did it with a
turnip?
Not
teaspoon.
me. Not
Yes,
me.
you did.
No, they didn't.
Accusing the audience.
It
I
was...
think this is a false memory.
No, hang on a minute. It was a turnip lantern is what we had back in the day. We didn't have pumpkins over here very
What
much.
you had, boo-boo.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, we
Did
still
you-
had a turnip lantern.
Did you have
Anyway,
inside toilets and did you wear clogs?
Yes, I did. But we did... I'm starting to think back. We did have turnip lanterns. Anyway, but the fact is, it was always about Guy Fawkes Night. We used to go around with Penny for the Guy. We used to make these terrible guys. Remember that? Penny for the
Stuff
Guy.
on the newspaper.
Penny for the Guy. And even in those days, there was always somebody in the village that had, you know, done something wrong, and you put them on. So I don't think... You didn't like it? No, you didn't put the person in the village on it. You put the guy of them
It
on
seems
it.
possible while she's hollowing out turnips.
I'm sure there's been a
whole
few people
thing
who would
about-
like to put us as an effigy on
I'm
it.
sure there's... But the whole thing is what this brings to you. So obviously the whole idea of burning somebody brings negative things to you. You see it as part of these traditions that you love.
a tradition.
What about you, Judy?
I just don't feel comfortable with it. We know that she's just, you know, her and a lot of politicians have made a mess when it comes to this country. But I don't know, I think there's just something that crosses the line in regards to saying something violent, projecting something violent, and the step after that is doing something violent. I'm not saying that those people who are engaging will, but it just brings another layer, another connotation that just doesn't... That's my personal thing.
Yeah,
It just
it
feels
would.
like that.
I think it would
comfortable.
if it was a general thing, but I think
I
on
know, but
Guy
we're
Fawkes
generally
Night...
angry. You've got to remember, there's some people will be there laughing and having jokes, but there's some people that throughout these last 2 years have lost their jobs, lost loved ones. You know, they've gone through situations that they've never had to go through, never imagined, because these people are supposed to be managing our life and making it better, and actually make it worse.
So
And
you're
that's
making a
festive.
bit of humour out of it by making a bit of humour
But I think these are unprecedented times, and could it incite something?
Yeah.
Does it actually help you feel better, or does it trigger
not gonna-
more?
I don't know if these are...
I think it's a trigger. I think it can be. I'm not trying to take the fun out of it, but I'm saying it can be. When you're not in everybody's personal space, or when that...
The only thing I would take issue with you on
line.
that, Judy, is I wonder if we have all become a bit too literal in our interpretation, because this is symbolism, which goes back 4 centuries in terms of Guy Fawkes, who tried to blow up Houses of Parliament, and so we have traditionally done this. And, you know,
There's
are
a lot
we
of
just being
symbols that are violent.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
Putting
symbols
Matt
that are...
Hancock in the jungle, Judy.
Do you know
We're
what? Maybe it's
celebrating a man.
babe, I'm not even going to get into that one, but for me personally, historically, when I look look at my ancestors burning fire.
Yeah.
That's not my... It's just not my thing. It sits in the core of my stomach. That's something that make me feel
I totally get that. I totally get that.
So
And I do think a lot of this, your reaction to this, is based on your own experience, your own kind of cultural references and things. And so I totally get it. Should we just change the subject?
No, of course. But if it was an ex...